we're gonna be checking out the top 5 keyboards under $50.
We bought them all on Amazon. Are they good, are they bad, or are they ugly? I don't know. We're gonna open them up and show you guys today, but first, a word from today's sponsor. Are you tired of your unactivated Windows install on your gaming PC? Well, today's video sponsor, GVG Mall, has you covered. GVG Mall is an online marketplace to gain access to really awesome discounted game keys, and more specifically, as we mentioned, Windows 10 licenses.
It is incredibly easy to get your Windows 10 or 11 activation key from GVG Mall. Just use code TB20 to get a special discount, and then all you have to do is take that code, put it into Windows, and boom, you have an activated Windows copy.
We have been working with GVG Mall for several years now, and we love the reliability of all the products they have to offer, so be sure to check the link in the description down below. Use code TB20 to save on your next purchase of a Windows key or other product from GVG Mall. All right, Jonah, I want you to pick the first keyboard. We got 5 here under $50. Which one do you want?
Is it Womier?
Womier? All right, so we'll go ahead and open that one up and move the rest off to the side.
Is that spelled Chanel?
I just said Chanel.
I'm dumb and I thought it was channel, but
it probably is channel.
I don't even know.
I just wanted to make it sound fancy. We're at $50 now, guys. This is big budgets for us.
Yeah, this is. And funny enough, you know, we're still kind of on, I wouldn't call this exactly like a very widely known name brand keyboard. I think they're a little bit newer to the game. We have seen them before, but it still is a very basic box. There's not much to it. We got some social medias, we got their website, and other than that, they don't even really, so I can see that it's a purple keyboard. That's pretty much it.
This keyboard was $41.99 with a white switch. I have no idea what that means. What is a white switch? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what, because I'm pretty familiar with switches, but I don't know a white switch off the top of my head. I would assume it'd be like a linear switch of some sort. Okay, so we get keycap and a switch puller.
Hot swap.
Probably hot swap. They usually don't include that if it's not.
This keyboard looks very freaky.
Yeah, so is it actually purple?
It is actually purple.
Oh, it's like a gradient.
Oh my.
What the, okay.
What is going on here?
I was getting ready to try to take off another layer.
Why is this? It's a wine bottle. what is this?
Is that enter?
And there's a heart with an arrow?
These are some of the most interesting keys. So these keys almost look like they should stop, but then it looks like there's like a layer of plastic over them. And no, this is not a protectant layer. This is literally the design. I was right, they are
definitely
fully linear. No bump at all. A little heavy. They kind of, maybe like a black switch.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the listing just said white switch and it really intrigued me. I was like, what does that even mean? I've never heard of a switch like that.
Yeah, of course we will show you guys the switches, but as far as the build quality goes, pretty nice, just all plastic. It looks like if there's any RGB, it's gonna shine through really well. This is like a polycarbonate that is see-through. We have some grippies in the bottom, no flip out feet, so this is a one height fits all. And it has a little bit of staggerness to it, but it's a fairly flat keyboard in all honesty. It's pretty tall too, so you might want to wrist rest aftermarket with this. Attachable USB-C. Let's see what that cable looks like. Yeah, just a smooth USB-C to standard USB 2.0 cable, a little bit of Velcro. Yeah, let's go ahead and
let's take a look at that switch.
Off, yeah.
Goodbye, heart. So that's a white switch. Who makes this switch?
Oh, it's Womier. It's an Womier white switch. Okay, we'll have to look that up because I'm not super familiar with it. So yeah, I mean, build quality seems really good. I guess now it's just the test of actually plugging it in and
see what that RGB looks like. Oh, it's purple. Ooh. But it had RGB for a second.
I think this is gonna be full RGB. Man, they gave us no hints.
They said go out on your own. This reminds me of
wow, look at the brightness.
That's really bright.
Wow, okay, so we have a pretty full brightness.
There it is. We found it.
Okay, that's, yeah, smooth, nice and fluid, full RGB, individual key lighting it looks like. Do we actually get some shine through on the bottom too? Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Very lightly.
You can see where the LEDs are.
Yeah, you really couldn't see it too much, but we'll definitely get some nice B-roll of the lights off in this one because it's looking pretty nice. Let's go ahead and do a typing test, guys.
So we have a very important discovery. This keyboard has a feature we did not mention.
Yeah, so I was really just pointing this out. I'm like, dude, they just think like Americans love wine or something. Like, what's up? And the Mac goes, I think it's scented. And I was like, wait a minute. It smells like some type of soda, but I think it might be grape because they called it. Does the box say grape or does it say purple?
Just purple keyboard.
Purple. Oh, okay. I don't know where the hell I got grape.
I don't know why they thought to make it smell like this. I've never heard of a scented keyboard. But it's something, and it just hits you in the face once you pick it up. Because I was like, I smell something that smells purpley. That's the strangest thing ever. I thought that was in one.
We're gonna have to look at the Amazon listing and see if it mentions that, or maybe if any comments say that they're smelled. My main consensus was they're kind of like a heavier red. They have a lot of recoil to them, like they rebound really well, really fast. Yeah, sounds really good though. Stabilizers, no noise whatsoever. So I gotta give this keyboard a pretty good rating, and as of right now, it sits in first place.
Because no one else is there. Jonah, you did such a good job picking the last one. You get to pick the next one, buddy.
Is that the Irok?
Irok? You want
Irok.
You want to rock? All right, so we're gonna Irok. The Irok, we ended up paying $42 for. It is the Irok FE87, and it's a red switch keyboard.
I will say, I like this box. It seems like they saved some money by not doing color printing.
All right, so we're gonna open her up, and that is white. It is shining real bright, but yeah, very basic packaging, but you know what? This keyboard should be pretty good. In terms of cablage, we have a USB-C cable, very similar to the last keyboard we took a look at. Inside here, we have some extra red switches, which, see a name brand? Say Irok? I can't even read that. You know what? We'll get back to that. And a keycap puller and switch puller, because at this price point, I would hope that the keyboards are hot swappable and also come with a keycap puller.
I think it is Irok.
It is
their own switch.
Yeah, so Irok makes their own switch. Very interesting. Or it could just be rebranded, whatever. We're going to take the keyboard out. This looks like a 10 keyless keyboard, which is always nice, one of our preferred form factors. Very basic. It's all white. I have no idea what the RGB is like on it, but it's a very basic all white design. We have a little Irok logo right here. On first impressions, feels like a red switch. We didn't get scammed in that department. This is where the USB-C cable plugs in right here. Not a lot of cable routing options, but you know what? That's not too bad. We do have flip out feet for those who like to adjust their keyboards to different heights. There's 2 settings on this. And we also have the non-slick pads on the bottom. And it says this is, again, the FE87 RGB. So I would sure hope there's RGB with this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna verify. I believe this is probably the same, but we'll go ahead and take it off anyways. Okay. Yeah, you would think once we get to the $50 price point, we get some like, you know, themes here and there, but this one, pretty standard. Yeah, it's the same one, Irok switch. So red switch from them, that's pretty cool. We'll go and plug it up and see if the RGB is stellar. I mean, if it looks basic like this, maybe the RGB just looks so good that it's like, whoa, wow, now I see why this keyboard's, well, almost $50, but we'll go and plug it up and see. RGB.
Ooh, full RGB.
That's nice RGB. Obviously with the white keyboards, the light does bounce off better and it normally looks a lot brighter. And obviously with the keycaps, you do have some shine through so you can see everything. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. I think, honestly, for most people who don't want a crazy design or theme, this is probably all you really want, but it's not wowing us. Well, let's go ahead and type on it and see how we feel about it. All right, so we just typed on this keyboard and honestly, it's very solid. I mean, we don't have any extra rattle. The actual keycaps feel very solid. There's no wiggle or anything. The overall structure of this keyboard is very good. Honestly, I think it's first place right now compared to the other one. It is kind of boring compared to this. I mean, if you want a little pizzazz in your life, the Womier is gonna give you some pizzazz in your life. But I think in terms of just being very structurally sound and very well built for under $50, I think this is first so far.
I kind of want to give it first just because of the design. Like, I'm like, are all keyboards like that and I'm just dumb or what? But I swear I've never seen one that has that U shape to it.
A little bit more ergonomic, I guess, but it was a good typing experience and we're very happy with it. Let's move on to the next one.
We need you to pick out another keyboard for us.
I'd love to.
He talked.
Oh my gosh, he can actually talk.
He speaks.
And he picked the Corsair keyboard, which this is very interesting because this keyboard normally retails for I think like $70, give or take, but it's a refurb keyboard that you can buy regularly on Amazon. I'm curious what a refurb keyboard looks like from Corsair, and does it actually compete with some of these no-name brand keyboards?
Now the real question is, do you happen to know, is this an Amazon refurb or is it a Corsair refurb?
It's a Corsair refurb.
Ah.
So Corsair themselves does the refurbishing on this, so.
I like this. New item, renewed.
Which one is it, Corsair? New or renewed?
So yeah, this one, oh my God, this is memories because which one of us used this keyboard? Was it me or you? One of us had this for sure.
It's the same as the normal full-size, I thought you used it. Oh, are they blues? Oh, wait.
No, but like, okay, feel one that I haven't touched yet. Try a different one. Some of them are like stuck.
Oh God. Oh, wait, oh. Oh, that's like, here, Jonah, like lightly push on that W.
Oh, you can't.
Oh no.
It seems like once you press it though, they're...
I'm wondering if like, they haven't, I don't know if they're in like the factory testing, if they actually do something with this.
That escape is not, if you feel the escape, it's not going back to normal.
Did some gamer spill some Mountain Dew on this and then they tried to sell it for $50?
It does seem sticky.
We're gonna have to take it apart and see. I guess we'll make sure, what else do we get? You got the extra space bar and everything from Corsair. I mean, this kind of shows that it's Corsair refurbished because you get all this stuff. And then the USB-C, which is a black braided cable.
Doesn't look used either.
No, it does not look used. We gotta dive into this. This is a little suspicious.
Oh my God, dude, look at the, yeah, look,
It's
there's
the switch.
Well, look on the sides. Let me get my light out. I think I can see like Coke or something.
Oh no, is this like a bad?
Yeah, look around the edges where it's like brown. So someone clearly spilled.
Oh, you can see it. Oh, you can see it all the way up here too. Look at all of them. Oh no.
We'll have to, we'll get some B-roll of that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But, man, that sucks because yeah, that kind of, now maybe after typing on it for a little bit, it'll kind of loosen things up, but
I'm wondering what the refurb process was for this, because like
it might have not been much of anything.
Yeah, and this is not going to be. Oh God, yeah.
It could have been one of those things where maybe they had our same thought, where they were kind of typing on, like, you know what? If I just go around and smack all the keys, they start to loosen up. But then maybe after it sat for a while,
this one.
Yeah, maybe after it sat and all that. Let's just say Coke for now, or should it be Coke or Pepsi? You think, Jonah?
Coke.
Coke for sure.
Let's just see if the lighting works. I don't know if this keyboard works in general. I mean, at the end of the day, like, love Corsair. They're one of our, we're sponsor we work with a lot, and we love working with them. But this is yeah, this is kind of weird.
Hold on, I done did the keys wrong.
Also, I'm able to look through the order and see. I want to see how much of this is like Corsair and how much of this is refurbed through Amazon as well, because there is a chance that this is from a third-party seller.
Which, if it is, this is not unlike.
Yeah, it's not something Corsair would be okay with. Which I don't know. I'm trying to think of the thought process of a keyboard that had Coke spilled on it getting to the refurb process without getting a major deep clean.
I think that LED does not seem right. It is not ever.
No,
like
that
matching.
that LED. oh, and it's like.
Oh, yep.
Oh no.
Oof. I'm almost thinking that maybe this might have been a case where I bet some little gamer out there spilled Coke on it and basically sent it back saying they just didn't want it instead of telling the truth, because let's be real, if you spill Coke in your keyboard, they're probably not gonna give you a refund.
So this is the first time we actually had a keyboard, I think, in this roundup that just hasn't like worked properly, I guess.
This is one of the first times we've ever done a refurb though.
Yes, this is a refurb, so again, buyer beware. I was just kind of curious because this keyboard is only really expensive. Is a refurb competitive with some of these cheaper keyboards that are new? I mean, if you get one with Coke on it, it definitely isn't. We'll have Jonah try to do a typing test on this, by the way. So obviously, based on the functionality and the fact that there's Coke and everything and how that happens all the time, this one is clearly in last place, and unless these don't work, it's probably gonna stay there.
So Matt checked on his phone there, and yeah, it's not Corsair's fault at all. It is an Amazon Renewed.
Yeah, so Amazon Renewed stores, I mean, they probably just take the product and they're like, oh wow, it was a return to Amazon. It looks fine, it looks okay, boom, let's resell it. No, it was definitely not refurbished. So
or renewed.
That's typical Amazon fashion. So Corsair, it's not on you. That's a good keyboard, we use it a lot, but Amazon kind of dropped the ball on this one. Sermon? You feeling like a sermon? So Sermon is a company that we've seen a lot, and every single time we open it, the keyboards just surprise us.
Ooh, this one's wireless and has Gatoron's yellow, and it says Joker. Is this Joker themed?
Joker themed, okay. This one, I think, let's see. Yeah, we paid $42 for it. It's the GT61.
They don't, you know, compared to that last keyboard, they don't got a lot of competition. Ooh, dude, I'm already.
This looks like the traditional Fortnite gamer
I was
keyboard.
going to say this, they call it Joker, but let's be real, guys. This is Fortnite.
This is Fortnite. Everything about it is Fortnite.
All right, so we got a couple of accessories. Now, this one has a braided USB-C. I'm loving how, man, every single keyboard has been USB-C, not necessarily wireless, but detachable, which we love to see detachable cables. This one is a braided cable, which I think is an added value for sure. And yeah, the color scheme, we got pink, we got blue, we got purple. Yep, so 60% because we don't have a function row or anything. Flip out feet.
Yeah, so wireless is pretty cool. Oh, look, so we can show the RGB. There it is.
Yeah, and I think, does this come, it doesn't come with a dongle, does it? So it might only, I don't have one in here.
No dongle. Most of these cheaper wireless keyboards are just Bluetooth, which is only fine for keyboards, but if you're really particular about it, there's some latency there, but you know, it's not too bad. But the fact that you can, well, see the RGB as well without plugging it up, that's a bonus.
Yeah, I do like the S flip out feet. That, for me, is a big bonus. I always use the flip out feet. I don't like my keyboard being flat. And yeah, this one, You know what's funny is now maybe I'm just crazy because this one kind of has a little bit of that.
He's just learning something about keyboards.
Yeah, I swear I've always noticed that they go straight down, but some of these are having a little curvature to them. But it looks really good. The full RGB. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Fully customizable and everything. Let's go ahead and pop off a switch first. And this one should be hot swap too. Look at that yellow. So yeah, we have a true Gatoron yellow switch, a cherry stem switch. Shall I hot swap it? Like literally
this is literally hot. Like we are hot right now. Yeah. Oh, that was definitely
aggressive.
Hot.
Yeah, so as you can see, here's our per key lighting. Looks pretty good. And here's our little tiny little Gatoron switch. Pretty cute.
Yeah, very straightforward design. And yeah, I mean, the real selling point, obviously, the Gatoron yellows are good linear switches.
One of the most popular.
Yeah, a good mix up over just normal red switches. And this color scheme is what's really gonna sell it. So I guess we'll do a typing test, see how everything feels like stabilization-wise, and then decide where this ranks among the rest.
All right guys, so typing on the Gatoron yellows on the Sermon keyboard, the overall review is yellows are one of the most popular switches. They're a very good alternative to res, and really, the only thing I don't like, this one compared to the other ones, a little bit more chatter, and on top of that, I noticed a couple of the keys, if you look closely at the RGB, are a little bit void of RGB, probably where the stem is, or maybe something to do with the printing, but overall, I gotta give this keyboard a pretty good rating, and how much did you say this one was?
This one was, I think, 42.
42.
So very competitive. Most of the keyboards between like $40 to like $44. So I would say, obviously, it passes over the Amazon mess up special.
You usually like this kind of color scheme too.
Yeah, I do, but also like this keyboard is basic, but it's so well built. So like, I would say these, for most people, could be a toss-up. If you want something a little bit flashy, go with this one. If you want a just solid keyboard that's more stable, the Irok might be the best option. So second, tied for first, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say, yeah, I'm gonna say tied for second.
Yeah.
Tied for second, so.
We want you to pick that, we want you to pick the next keyboard. It's this one right here, the Redragon Kitova. Redragon's a company that we've definitely, well, heard of. We've used a lot of their products, and I need a knife over here.
I've never heard of this one though. This is, they're diving into the higher end market.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Normally Redragon has like the combos you really recommend for budget gaming setups with, if you just don't really want to watch these videos and get individual keyboards, you can buy their combos. This one is kind of high end looking. So got a keycap puller and a hot swap switch puller. Also have, oh, these are switches. What switches did they give us?
Kind of cool they came in a box.
Yeah, in a box is different. Normally you don't see that, it's just a bag. Oh, there's foam too? Oh, look at this. Look at those little red box switches, which I'm assuming is what we're working with here. They're probably the Redragon branded ones, if I'm being honest. Yep, Redragon. They had their own switch types that they brand. And then the keyboard itself, pretty cool. Not too bad. So this would be 10 keyless. Or would this be a
full size.
It's full.
Well,
Is it
no,
full?
no, you know what? It's missing the space here. So I think it is a percentage that's less than 100.
Let me see, because I gotta check the price for this thing. So we paid
Yeah.
$45 for it, but in Redragon fashion, they just call it Redragon mechanical keyboard. They have really bad separation of all their keyboards. So what would the percentage, like a 90 something?
Yeah, well, an 87 key
Yeah.
or like a 85%, I think is TKL.
Gotcha.
I think this one would be considered to be like a 90 something because you're missing all of the separation that would normally be there.
Yeah, so, but you know what? Redragon says get ready for battle. Get ready for battle, Jonah. Side ports, we have this right angle right here. So we have this right angle USB-C connector, which is pretty cool. It also can be USB 2 or C to C. So you have that adaptation option if you want to. And then on the bottom, we have 2 flip out feet, only 1 setting, no adjustable setting there. And like this textured plastic bottom, which is interesting, and the non-slip pads. So I guess structurally, it's a pretty solid keyboard. I'll be honest with you, it feels cheaper than some of the other ones. Just hold it. Like it just,
lightweight.
It just feels very lightweight, which is not normally a bad thing, but sometimes it can contribute to some like rattling noises because there's not a lot of like structure to the keyboard. But let's go and plug it up and see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a look at the keycap. So there's the box switch from Redragon. Same thing that we got in here. So there's some replacements. I always like when they include different ones so you can like try different switch types, but you know what? It's cool to have replacements in case you need it. But let's go ahead and plug it up now and see what the RGB looks like. Because Redragon, for budget keyboards, normally does a pretty good job with RGB. Pretty standard RGB. Nothing too crazy. I mean, with these keyboards that are like, you know, you don't have a lot of like separation of the keycaps and stuff, the RGB can kind of blend in, but it's pretty bright. And the color scheme's cool. Normally with like the orange and stuff, you might want to set it to like white to color coordinate, but you have RGB, it works. It's overrated. It is kind of Overwatch themed, I can see that, but I guess we'll do a typing test real quick. I have my concerns it's gonna be a bit rattly compared to some of the other ones, but it's Redragon. If you wanna trust a brand that's, I would say, less in the no-name brand territory now because they have a lot of options out there compared to like a Womier or something like that, you could go with this option, but I'm just gonna see, is it worth buying? I don't know. So we did our typing test and it was pretty conclusive that it feels good, sounds pretty good, but just the keycaps and the overall build quality does feel a bit cheaper compared to the other keyboards. And we're talking about the same price point. I don't know, there are some better options. It's not nearly as bad as some of the other keyboards we've tested, but I will say third place is probably what we're looking at for this one. So we're gonna get all the keyboards back up here. We're gonna give our final results for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place. Fifth place might be pretty obvious. And then from there, we're just gonna show you guys how you can buy these keyboards.
All right, guys, we just got done checking out all of these keyboards in our top 5 roundup, and this is the first time ever we've actually had a keyboard that it should be worse than 5th place, honestly. It just blatantly didn't really work, but it was one of the first times we tried out a refurb, and it might be scary to try that out again.
Yeah, especially through Amazon Renewed. No fault of Corsair. This was something that was bought on Amazon, sent back to Amazon, then Amazon was like, it's good to go to a Renew program, and came right back out, but it definitely should go back to Amazon. So yeah, that's kind of bad, but all the other keyboards are pretty cool. It's still crazy to me to see from $30 to $50, there are improvements, but you can get some really solid keyboards from all the way down to $30 up to $50 and get some really cool customization options that you couldn't get years ago. So if you want to buy any of these keyboards, check the link in the description down below. They will be affiliate links. They will help us out. Let us know what your favorite keyboard is in this roundup and tell me why it's this one, because this one smells very pretty.
Yeah. So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
So all of these keyboards right here will be for sale at PCBros.tech. If you didn't know, we do have a full brick and mortar store. You can come in, check out all these keyboards and many, many more peripherals.
PCBros.tech, we sell gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and as Jackson mentioned, peripherals in store. Use code ToastyBros2 and check out to save 2% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.